Huh?
Okay. Pulinanandji, can you do 3 mantra Lalita and please follow?
Namo Vitragai,
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Uvajayanam,
Namo Uvajayanam.
Namo Loe Sawa Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Eso Panjana Mukkaro,
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Sauvabhavapanasano,
Savapava Panasano.
Manglanancha Savesem,
Manglanam Chisavesam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand Mahatma. Okay, we have been talking about
First to Agnas.
first two Agnas. Thank you. First two Agnas. So, anybody want to share experience or talk about their experience with seeing Siddhartha and others or relative and real? Anybody? Okay, Rani.
Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji, Jai Satchidanand all Mahatmas. I'd like to just share an experience with practicing this. So after the last satsang, Rajni Uncle, you had said, practice this and see how your stress levels are this week.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So that was my experiment, was to...
Can you put her also, Rajni bhai? Oh, pin.
I'm sorry?
Pin. Can you pin her?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Rani.
Okay. So I practiced, at first, I would say that was the intent in the morning, but Monday and Tuesday, I found I was really making a lot of mistakes, seeing it much later, not seeing anything from that viewpoint at all. Then on Tuesday, that little satsang that Kesavananji did in English that Rajni Uncle shared with everyone, it sparked a new kind of inspiration in me. So that evening, I did a lot of pratikraman, maybe like 1.5 to 2 hours of all the people that I had just had opinions, frustrations, mainly frustrations at work. And then when I was doing that, I thought, if I were to actually see Dada in these people, in each person, could I even speak like that to them? Could I even say those words or think those thoughts about them if I really see Dada? So what I started to do was I was superimposing Dada's pictures, different pictures, onto people. So when I would have a meeting or when I'd have an interaction, I would kind of superimpose his face. And when I would do that, it was like I really then was not able to even feel stressed if I wanted to. One, because I couldn't have any bad words to say to Dada, couldn't have any bad thoughts. So everything at work felt like, absolutely, why not interact with this person instead of resenting it or being frustrated about why they're pushing their work on me. This week, I had lots of, what would be considered not successes at work. A project I'd worked on for about 2 years nonstop got rejected for political reasons. And it's like it didn't matter. What mattered was, did I see real and relative in my interactions. And when I did, that stress would totally disappear. But I had to use that kind of like superimpose Dada space because that's just where I am. I'm not able to just see Shuddhatma in people, even myself, I'm not. But if I superimpose Dada's image, then that comes to where, you know, it really helped. I haven't been stressed or angry with anybody or frustrated, even though this week I got lots of bad news, you know, and so I wanted to share that because it was like a strategy that really worked, but it was miraculous, honestly. I don't want it to go away. I think that's the thing I have, is I hope it stays for the rest of my life. I don't want it to go away. And so I'll stop there. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Excellent, 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 Prabhu. That was excellent. Pulinanandji?
Yes, very true. Very nice. You see, this is also one of the techniques which you did, is one of the techniques of practicing the first two Agnas, specifically seeing Shuddhatma in others, superimposing Dada Bhagwan's face on the other person. Because for some, it becomes little difficult to see Shuddhatma, you know, the way, basically it is a conceptualization that I am Shuddhatma, so there is Shuddhatma. Like you visit a temple and you pray to the Lord or the idol of the Lord in that temple, whichever the idol is. You say, na, Krishna Bhagwan, I bow to Krishna Bhagwan. Now it is only a stone idol, but we impose Krishna Bhagwan and then we bow down to Krishna Bhagwan. So same process is to be done when we practice the first two Agnas. And some of them do this also. This also is one of the techniques where you could superimpose Dada Bhagwan's face. So it's a little easier to visualize.
Yeah.
Because Shuddhatma is little abstract. In fact, it's totally abstract. It is only a matter of Jagrati. Now, it's imposing Jagrati may not come first hand straight away, but this is easier. This is easier. So for all people, this also is one of the known techniques which can be used to begin with, and gradually the other thing will come up, the natural thing, as and when it comes up. You don't have to rush through it, but this is a good technique and you can practice this technique. All the valid techniques. Because Dada, the Tattva Swarup is difficult to put, the Jagrati Swarup is very difficult, but the visualization form is easy. The face visualization is easy because it's physical reality which we can perceive and superimpose. So that is a very good thing. Second thing, I just wanted to ask, you did say that you had a lot of frustration at work and you did pratikraman. My question is, what type of pratikraman you did?
I did the prayer to the people that I actually had the opinion about, their Shuddhatma. Then I also did for stepping out of sorry?
That means you will say that I repent for the opinion that I hold against this person.
Yes. Repenting for the opinions or maybe words that I said, like, you know, they won't do it on time. Things I said even out loud. So I repented for those. Then I also repented for not staying in real and relative viewpoint, not even applying that. And that mistake also, I asked for forgiveness. And then when I was doing that, a bunch of other mistakes came up. And so then I was having like more things that I was unaware that, oh, I said that about, like, you know, she never gives anything on time. I made that opinion. So like other things then jogged up. So I was doing both that and also first making the mistake to Dada, stepping out of 1 and 2 and not, you know, seeing those things. Were there others I should also do?
No. I was trying to see, I was trying to understand what you exactly did.
Yeah.
And how does it tie up with the Purushad that we are doing? So that is perfect. Basically, pratikraman for the hurt you have done by mind, body, speech.
Yeah.
More like speech and thought, or in forms of opinion, in terms
Yeah.
of opinion. And then also you realize that you are not seeing the Shuddhatma. Now, this is a good technique. This is what has happened is, by way of a structured Purusharth of practicing first two Agnas, you started on this. So it was a heightened state of awareness, that you have seen Shuddhatma. It's a focused awareness, it's a Purusharth. So in the process, your awareness, Jagrati, increased and you started seeing your own faults. File number
Yes.
1. You realize that you had spoken like this, you think about somebody like this, you opinionate about someone like this. So all that has popped up because of the heightened awareness. This would have not happened if you were not to do this Purusharth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what was
Yeah.
there? What was that state? That state was we being engrossed with file number 1. I'm the doer. And the opposite person also is the doer. I did this, she did this, or that.
Right.
So you then stepped out of that, and then you had an enhanced awareness, and in that awareness you could see mistakes done by file number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Doing those pratikraman helps a lot, because you see you are then becoming more focused on the wrong thought process that you have by way of opinions, by way of expectations, by seeing them as the doer or the karta. So the entire gnan which was there subdued comes out on the surface. That yes, I'm not the doer, Vyavasthit is the doer, or she is not the doer, and all that stuff. So that is perfect. I'm only elaborating on what phenomena took place in your process of the Purusharth for the benefit of others. And then you realize I'm also not seeing Shuddhatma, which I should be doing. So then that part also started. Yes, let me be more focused. So what you got first-hand experience was that by seeing Shuddhatma, we become separate from ourselves. We realize the mistakes of file number 1. And then we repent, and then we feel that we should also be doing more of this, seeing Shuddhatma. So you repent for not seeing Shuddhatma. You see, that's the phenomena that took place. You see, that's very good. Those two pratikamans are perfect. Those two pratikamans are perfect. In the process, we'll also realize one more thing, that why is Rani getting frustrated?
Yep.
Is it because of some expectations you have? Is it because of something which are normal but they are not following? Things are not falling in line with your thought, with your expectations. You will come to know many such things deep down in us. What are the beliefs Rani carries? This should be done this way. This is right. This is wrong.
Exactly.
This is a very good auxiliary fallout of the Purusharth. That is, we are able to see file number 1 or understand file number 1 better. What all has been stuffed in and what all is coming out.
Yep.
Stuffed last birth and is coming out this birth, discharge. So that is precisely the essence of all the 5 agnas. The essence is understand file number 1. What are the beliefs it has brought? And that can be understood by way of minds, that is thought, speech, and actions that take place during the Vyavhar or social interactions. What thoughts come, what speech comes, based on that, we will come know what was stuffed in, what are the opinions we had, what are the beliefs we carried, what are the expectations we need, Also, it will lead down to the 4 basic enemies, inner enemies of anger, pride, deceit, and
Yes.
it will lead over there. Somewhere it will lead over there. Isn't it? I carry this pride, so I'm not, since it's not being fulfilled, he's not talking to me respectfully, so I get upset. So you realize that he's wasting so much time, money, so then you get upset. Or things are not falling, then you resort to some devious means to get your work done. Deceit, Devious means not literally, but deceit. So it will lead to observing all those inner enemies. Observing, I'd say. And then the more you observe, the more you will be repenting for it, or maybe you'll start cleansing it. Let me put it that way. We'll remain away from, oh, this is wrong. This anger is wrong. This bad is wrong. As you said, this opinion is wrong. Why this was wrong. And when you start doing that, you start seeing the other person a little more innocent. And because of that, your stress level has gone down.
Yeah.
Because now you are at calm with yourself, because you are accepting things as they shape out, although they are not in line with your expectations. The level of acceptance of people's behavior, of way things work out as part of Vyavasthit or part of Prani's Hisab, that is what is giving you the stress-free experience.
Yeah.
When we are not able to accept the situation or the people's behaviors, as you said, I worked on a project for 2 years non-stop, and it did not go the way you wanted it. So that is a major thing. But there, because you felt you were in a heightened awareness state, you were seeing Shuddha, and also you started let go of small behaviors with your colleagues or people around you. So the let go process helped you to let go of this also. Maybe not easily, but it took some time, but it was not deeply frustrating as much it would have been otherwise. See?
Yeah.
So it's an excellent, the reason of amplifying or going into the discussion of your Purusharth, so others can realize what is the mechanism that is happening behind this Purusharth. And this will motivate us more to remain in that state. As you said, now I don't want that experience to go away. What experience was that? That I am separate from Rani, that was the biggest experience you got.
Yeah.
So long, due to that low awareness state, your Jagrati had reduced so much that you are one with Rani, one with doing work. I am doing it, and this is the way it should be done. And that was creating the stress. If you take it as that this is happening, my efforts are being going on, and you flow along with the sequence of events, then that stress level will not build up. So at separation, you got a little heightened awareness because you did a focus push-up. So to carry this experience forward, basically, you have to continue this. You have to continue seeing the Shuddhatma and all that, because that itself is giving a nice experience, a pleasurable experience, isn't it? Now, going one step ahead. Now, this you are motivated to do this Purusharth because, why you were motivated to do Purusharth? Because you are anyway in a very unhappy state of being, frustration, things not working and all that. So that was the pushing point, a deep motivating point to do the Purusharth. You got good results, so now you feel that I will do more of it. Now use this motivation of carrying on and seeing the Shuddhatma, because what will happen is when you are in a comfort zone where things are going your way, people are behaving very nice, at that time there may be a scope for this to get entangled again back with Rani.
Yeah.
We say unfavorable circumstances awareness and it gets enhanced, but in favorable circumstances awareness gets dimmed, because the materialistic or the Pudgal goodness engulfs us. Happy mind is happy, intellect is happy, I am happy, so that engrossment does take place. So it will not happen in your case, I'm saying, but use this so that awareness has gone to such a level that even when you are in favorable circumstances, things are going your way, you still remain separate. And then it will be a cumulative cycle. In the sense, because even in favorable circumstances, you were separate, you saw Shuddhatma, so you were still more happy. And because you're still more happy, you still see more Shuddhatma and try to remain. So it's positive cumulative cycle of Purusharth. Happiness leading to more Purusharth, leading to more happiness. So that would be a very nice thing. That would be a very nice thing. And then as we go along, what will happen is every problem or every day-to-day dealing will not get resolved by only the two agnas. You see, these two agnas are very powerful, but because we have got a lot of vyavhar, worldly dealings, we will also need the third and fourth agnas in future. Someone is behaving very wonky, just saying Shuddha will not work. I have to reply to him, I have to talk to him, interact with him. There you will need that fourth agna also. That this is file, the file has come up and I have to square it up equanimously, Or sometimes there was, let us see, put my efforts and let us see what the result is. Something like that. So, but why we start with the first two agnas? Because this is the prime. By practicing this, one gets anchored straight into the pure soul state personally each month. And the third and the fourth agnas, practicing that fourth agnas, we remain vitrag in the vyavhar dealings, by interacting with people. So both ways these agnas are supported. So anyway, this is a very good beginning. And later on, as we see, the third, fourth agnas you may be requiring to remain vitrag. And once you become vitrag or equanimous in a tricky situation, in the workplace or at home, then again Shuddhatma Singh will become easy. And the Shuddhatma Singh will be a little challenge, but if you put third and fourth, then the tough thing will come. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is one part of this thing. Why we start like this, we make it what you can say, a constructed effort. Yes, that we have to see Shuddhatma, 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 Shuddhatma. That got hammer and tongs so that it gets ingrained. And that it becomes an automatic thing, that when you're out of work, then you just passing by, you start seeing Shuddhatma. You don't have to put an effort to see Shuddhatma. We want to come to that level. But this is only a beginning. What will happen as we go along, the more and more inner enemies will unveil. Why I'm not able to Shuddhatma? Why am I not able to practice? Why am I losing my cool? There will be things like that. That is where the second order investigation of file number 1 will start. What are the other ingredients deep down in file 1, which is blocking this seeing of Shuddhatma, or blocking this practicing of Agnas, this will happen. So that we will take as we go along. But just because you triggered a very nice experience, I've stretched myself a little more in the explanation of what happened and what happened. Okay, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Deepakanandji?
Jai Satchidanand. Here, we have to very well understand our intermediate, interim, enlightened state, because we are in between body self, Rani, and pure soul, Shuddhatma, which is acting through Pragnashakti. So when you see what body self Rani is doing, she is not in your control. So that's not you. But
Right.
what you are, awakened state in between Rani and your soul, that is where you are acting now. And that is our state of real effort, Purusharth, what we say. And when we do that correctly, you will get those changes gradually in Rani. You understand this?
Yes.
So it is like it's a great experiment for ourselves. There is our interim enlightened state, wherein we come across, it is the name bearer, Rani body self comes across various circumstances of life based on past causes, and you remain vigilant what she is doing, how is she performing? Is she performing as per 9 diamond? Is she doing as per Dada's vision? Because she's blind, she's machinery. That's why Dada said she's a top. Everybody, all these are tops. And when you see them, and when you are perfect in your perception, then you will see every mistake of Rani.
Yeah.
So as much you see, you know these are the flaws, but these are not my flaws. Don't wear that crown because you don't have a head. What Rani has.
Yeah.
You are headless, bodiless, but you are in that enlightened state, and you take the benefit of this enlightened state to remain in pure soul by real viewpoint, by perceiving what Rani is doing under the influence of natural, how do we say that, Vyavasthit Shakti, under the influence of the discharging power of Vyavasthit Shakti, that is universal natural power. And wherever you see her at fault, you keep correcting because she can't correct. She is helpless. She's the top. And that is where by relative viewpoint, our duty comes, or our obedience, or our Agna comes. So when you understand this as precisely as it is, then you will remain perfectly active in your interim enlightened state. And you will not meddle with Rani, but you will be aware of what everything goes on within Rani, what she does, what she says, what she thinks, and other, that is relative consciousness, that is reflective consciousness, what is happening with her ego also, and intellect. Intellect is also under the influence of that natural power only. When that is decided, for you to suffer, all your decisions will be wrong. And this is very common, what you said, that due to X reasons, your program was cancelled or stopped. This is very common because it is not just human benefit. Things, when it is at that level, they see from political standpoint of view, country standpoint of view, world standpoint of view, and we don't see from that angle. However important, however excellent that research could be, but when they see, in fact, I will say it is not your call. Whatever was your duty, you did it, and it was their call where they collectively decided to stop the program. So fine. Do you understand? I can give you one example what one of our Mahatma passed through. He was doing research on cancer and using the proteins from rattlesnake. And they were almost near completion. And that program was abolished from higher up. So he was very frustrated. He said, we were just about to get the result and everything was going so well. And boom, it blasted. So he was quite disappointed for some time because now he has no recognition. Had that been made public, then his name would have come in a big way. That this is a team of scientists who work day and night and so and so, so and so. But this is what it is. Right? Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Hey, Satchidanand, also, Rani, I would share Pulinanandji a little bit from my past. Pulinanandji talk about unfavorable conditions, and I was a project manager, right? So I had one or two projects always going on at one time. And projects does not go all the way straight. There's always problems and all that stuff. And then, I had to give presentation on the projects to my vice president once a month, to the customer once a month, and the president once a month over all projects, right? So, like Pulinanandji said, I always consider going to these meetings as unfavorable, so that made me alert. And I tell you, invariably, I never fail seeing Suddhatma and all the participants. And invariably, I think I never had a really bad meetings or bad outcome of that. So I just want to share you that this will become a second nature because, after this is the first week, but I just, like Pulinanandji says, this is just the first week. it'll become a second nature. There's one other thing I was practicing. I go out for a walk, right? So I used to go out for and constantly remind myself to see Suddhatma, Suddhat. But now it's been second nature. Once I step out, automatically, it just starts looking at all that. So this is good beginning, and I think you're going to do a great job, Becca. No worry, we see a good face today, so hopefully we'll keep showing better face. No stress from.
Jai Sachidanand.
There's
Jai
one point.
Sachidanand.
There's one point I would like to add over here. See, uh, we have not come across such tricky situations wherein our relative body self would react in a very clumsy way, I will say, at times. So such situations are very good testing experiment for ourselves, whether we are able to perform in such tight situations also. So at times we feel that, no, I'm fine, everything is going on very well. But such situations always is a great check for ourselves that, are you okay? Right? As Dada had tested several times, and he said that I came out with flying colors. So eventually that will happen with us also. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Okay, who else? Okay, Miraben.
I actually have a question. First, Jai Sachidanand, all Mahatmas, Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji and Deepakanandji. My question is about ego in this Purusharth that we're doing. So this week, I focused on doing my Purusharth on Agnya number 1, Agnya number 2, and Kalam 1 and Kalam 2, just as we had decided. In that process of this beautiful light coming, Mira's ego kicked in. There was a situation where I, specifically with Kalam 2, I was talking to some people, and we were talking about different religions. And immediately Dada's Jnana came through that we are all the same, all religions are the same, and we should not be discussing like this. And that Shakti stopped Mira from saying anything. That was good. But Mira's ego kicked in and said, wow, this is so great. Look at Dada's Jnana. It has helped Mira. It has done this. Then I went back and did Pratikraman for that. But how do I stop that ego also from coming in? Dada's Jnana is Dada's Jnana. It is not Mira. But why does Mira take ownership in this? And how do I stop that?
Yeah, if I may understand correctly, that means you feeling proud that I've got Dada's Gnan, and which is far superior to the religions others are practicing.
Religions or thought processes or anything, right? That is wrong of Mira to think that ego should not come in that.
That will happen. That we will all feel proud. Oh, what a wonderful thing we have got. The Dada's Gnan that we have got is so easy, so nice, and so helpful vis-a-vis the others who are practicing their religions or whatever the practices are. So that is bound to happen because we are getting results and they may not be getting the results, We remain equanimous, we see others fault free, we do pratikama, we become stress free, we reset ourselves faster. They are not able to reset themselves faster. They see others guilty, the others doer, the others at fault. We don't see others at fault, or we repent or come back. So all these cumulative experiences does make us give an aha feeling, if I may say. Oh, what a good thing I've got. So that aha feeling is natural because comparison will always take place. And that level. The ego part is, the ego part is you should not feel that others are lower down or you should not look down upon them. That I'm superior in the sense I've got a superior thing with me. you claim to be superior by way of Dada's Gnan. So that is the caution that you have to practice.
Correct.
And one of the ways of practicing it is, one of the ways of, it's just a matter of understanding. All that you have to tell Meera, that you see, if you had not got Dada's Gnan, you would be sailing in the same boat. If you had not got Dada's Gnan, you would be practicing whatever beliefs you had, whatever religion practices you had, and you would also be doing this same gossiping, tick, 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 what others are doing. So it is your punya that you have got Dada's Gnan. So you need not look down upon them. It is Dada's Gnan which is good. If you are not God, you would be in the same boat. So don't look down upon them. Just because you have got Gnan is your good fortune, your punya.
Okay.
That is the way to understand the things, And one step more you can do to firm up this understanding is, you could pray within that may the well-being of the other person take place.
Thank you. Jai Sachidan. Yes.
Uska kalyan ho, samne wale kalyan ho, uska bhala ho.
Correct.
The moment you realize that someone is, then this is from the Karuna point of view, I'm blessed and fortunate. May the other person also be blessed and fortunate.
Correct. Okay.
May his or her well-being take place.
Okay.
I tell you, it's a wonderful feeling. The moment you feel someone is, crubbing, and then you feel he's low down and I'm far superior and all that, immediately have that karuna, that okay, may his well-being take place. So that will bring you down to earth.
Jai Sachidan. Yes.
Because Tirthankars were the pinnacle of this Gnana and Jagrati. So then what ego would they get?
Correct.
Superior and wonder. But no, they know Karuna. That they have got this total separation state, total awareness state. So they are always seeking that may everybody get the same happiness. May everybody get this, may everybody be freed from the miseries they are suffering or undergoing. So the same feeling we can harbor. Oh, may their well-being take place. That will bring that humility. That's what you're trying to say. What you're saying, my ego is popping up. So what we are saying is, how do we become humble in that state?
Yes.
It's like I become a millionaire and then I frown upon that friend who is only a very small fry, in monetary terms. So there is may his well-being take place. And what will happen is, by a constant nurturing of such a constant feeling or this thing, maybe you will become instrumental in sharing your experience or this the other's Gnan with them, and they will get the benefit of it in whatever little ways. May accumulate in Gnan or not is a different issue, but in small ways, they might get some tidbits from you of how to remain cool or not to get upset and things like that. So that is incidental, may happen, may not happen. That is incidental, I'm saying. But essentially, the answer to your question was, how do I rein in my ego that's popping up? That is by saying, what's so great about you? You are just fortunate you got Gana. So remove that greatness. If you had not had it, you would be sailing the same boat.
Correct.
And then because you are fortunate, then you should share. Then may their well-being also take place.
Well-being also take place. Okay.
So your ego will automatically go down. It zooms down. Okay.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yes.
Jai
Deepakanandji?
Jai Sachidanand, the way Meera's body is in the hands of the natural power, Meera's speech, Meera's thoughts, Meera's reflective consciousness, Meera's intellect, and also ego. So if Meera is bragging that ego, since I did it, I so and so, to take it on her as I. But you know that her I is not your I. Is that so?
Correct.
Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
So the
Yes.
way we get away with the behavioral part, the verbal part, the thought process, reflective consciousness, which can wander in our body and go out. But the pure consciousness doesn't go out of our body.
Correct.
And same way, intellect and ego also.
Hmm.
Dada said he got away with all his ego. That is why his egoless state we were able to understand and experience. And that's how we experience oneness with him. So we have to get away with this ego also. Here, it bragged its part by saying that, see how good I did. It was on the positive side. At times, she will catch up the negative aspect also and go deep down. So now what happened? That was also not in your hand, and this is also not in your hand. Because whatever Meera did was through that natural power of nature, right? Nature's natural mechanism. And what wisdom you had of knowledge, that knowledge is not yours. That is given by Dada Bhagwan. So how can you take pride of that? Hey, keep low, right? Jai
Yes.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Thank you.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand. Hey, anything else? Anybody else? Sheila Ben, you had something to share or ask question?
I don't have any questions right now, but yeah, I do have something to share. My experience this week, it has been it has been totally different from what others have been saying. It was like I was not well at all throughout the week. So it has been a very quiet week where I had minimal Vyavahar dealings, where I was just keeping to myself, where I could observe my body going through whatever problems it was having. So I can say it has been the ego and everything has been in a very, it has been a very low key, at the same time, very aware also. So it has been a good experience in spite of my not being well. It has been a good experience because I could just watch everything happening, like whatever is happening around me or just going through whatever I had to do. And what I liked best was I was not having to deal with any kind of sticky situations or anything. So it was a very peaceful as well as a very quiet week, I would say. That has been my week this so far.
Now, you see, this is a point worth noting for everybody, that typically when we fall ill or the body is not in the peak performance,
yes,
Jagrati or awareness will increase.
Yes, I've noticed that. Yes,
it will increase 2-3 notches higher. That will happen with everybody.
Yes.
Because there is discomfort in the body, so we immediately separate out.
Yes.
This will happen. So illness, in a way, is a blessing from the spiritual point of view.
Yes.
That we remain anchored more in the soul, we remain more separate, we remain more aware.
Yes.
And because, and as it is, worldly dealings are less because you're taking more rest. So that body and the inner enemies are also quiet or subdued.
Very quiet. Very quiet. Yes.
Yes, subdued. And remaining is separate itself is a big experience.
Yes.
Now, we must cherish this experience.
Yes.
Nurture it and hope that this remains for a longer time.
Exactly. Yes.
Even when we become okay, the health is okay. So this is, what? This is a diamond in your treasure. Oh, this is called awareness. This is called Atma Jagrati. What we have heard in words, that is what you are experiencing on a little heightened
awareness. Yes.
Heightened state. So this experience is what will propel you to go further ahead and have more of this experience, even when we are not ill. Like when I had Gnan, and when most of the Mahatmas have taken Gnan fresh, they are so alert, they're so aware. Separation is there. Oh, body is separate, I am separate. because that is grace working, and then it's first time experience, so it's real great. Then when all the discharge karmas pop up, then little bit the awareness goes down. It goes
Goes
down.
down. Yes.
Because, and then again we are bringing it up by way of Purusharth. By all this. In that process, this illness brings you again separate from the body, because there's pain in the body. So you become like, I'm pure soul, I'm pure soul, I'm pure soul. That happens.
Yes. So yeah.
And you don't have much expectations, not much work to be done. People have
Exactly
from you.
Yes.
So that way, the intellect is at calm, ego
Exactly.
is at calm. Others, I have to do this and I have to do that. That's all that stuff is not there. So
Yes.
you can very easily remain in Shuddhatma state.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything. You like parking the car. Car is parked, you're comfortable. You are
Yes.
parked in the soul. You're parked in
Yes.
the soul, and then become an observer of it.
Observer. Yes.
So that is the blissful state you have been experiencing this week.
Yes. It was very nice. Yes.
So don't say I have not have an eventful week. You have a very eventful week.
Yeah.
From the soul point of view.
Soul point of view. Yes. I had absolutely very nothing, no ever hard dealings at all, and that was total bliss.
So it's a big thing. It's a very big thing.
Yes. Yes. I like that.
From the, you may have nothing to speak, but you have experienced something very good.
Yes.
By what you have shared. I only amplified it and put it into words.
Yes.
For the benefit of everybody. This is the thing that has happened, and it happens with everybody. And,
Yes.
and this is an illness, but in case of an accident or something, or there is a physical, a severe physical hurt, severe hurt. So at that time, the soul absolutely gets separate from the body. And one just comes into the state, I'm the pure soul, I'm separate from the body. In case of severe pain, physical pain, severe physical pain. That has also been experienced by many Mahatmas. So not that we have to get into that state, but how do you experience the separateness? So such occasions on and off help us to identify that experience, and then we aim for that experience on a sustained basis without such illness.
Yes.
So that's nice. But yes,
yeah. Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji. Jai Satchidanand Deepakanandji.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay. Anybody else want to share, ask a question?
Any questions also are welcome. Otherwise, also normal routine, maybe not related directly to this.
Okay, your question for whom? Oh, any other thing? Okay, Lalita Ben, you have anything to say?
I just wanted to share what I saw with Dr. Radhe after he had open heart surgery. You talk about illness making you heightened awareness. He was so alert and so acutely conscious that all this was happening to his body and he was not part of it. And every time I would spend time with him or visit him, we only did satsang. And the man has had his chest cracked open, I can just imagine how much pain that would have been. And unfortunately, he had to have a second surgery. And when I went to visit him the next morning, the nurse said, Dr. Krishnan, he's declining any medication for pain. And I asked him, I said, don't you want something for pain? He said, that's just the body that's wanting it. I want to be alert and awake. That just blew me away. Second surgery within 10 days of the first surgery. And this time he had his stomach cut open, his abdomen cut open. And literally the last 2 weeks of his life, he was in a very, very heightened awareness that he was separate and the body was undergoing all that process. So I just wanted to share that. We brought to mind what he went through or what he experienced.
That's perfect. As I said, in severe physical pain, like surgery, there was a Mahatma who had a similar in Bombay, similar Mahatma. He had a heart surgery and all. And after a few days, the stitches just, got cut and blood started flowing out. And
Whoa.
everyone was panicking. So, but he was saying, don't worry, I am seeing the file number 1, what's happening. I can see Sivan Swami, I'll be going there. No problem. I mean, he was laughing at what's happening to his body. He was laughing in the sense, smiling at what's happening to his body. You know? A very heightened state of subjectness.
Yes, yes.
So that's true. Everyone does experience it. And what happens is at some point of age, you know, everybody knows that now my time has come. Internally, they get that feeling. So they love to remain in that state of the pure soul, that inner place.
He knew that was coming. He didn't want to share it with the family, but he knew that. In one time, he just said, "I can feel Yamraj is pulling the noose on me. You know, it's tightening the noose." That's one time he said about 2 weeks before we even went to the hospital, you know, but he knew it, and he talked to everybody in the family and literally like took leave of them.
Yes, that happens. They get that intuition. They get that.
Yes.
That now the body is not going to come out of this. That they get the intuition, and then they start. Some even do that pratikramans and all, you know, ask for forgiveness, and that, so that they want to clear up the mess before they leave.
Yes. He did that.
And that everyone. Yeah, even one of our Mahatmas, just some weeks ago only, he passed away, a young guy around 51. He had cancer. Second time it relapsed in the last 5 years. And then it was a 4th stage identified cancer, brain stuff. And medication and treatment was going on for last, say, maybe 2 years. You know. But the last few months were really bad because doctor said not much thing can be done. So, but he was totally at peace, totally within him, totally withdrawn from the family. He had 2 young children also. But the same, you know, otherwise he could not speak. But every evening they would do arati with their family, his parents and wife and all. So only those things he would really speak up. You know, he would be able to open his mouth and speak. Others thing would not be able to open his mouth. He had to really press mouth to because all this was, you know, sort of. So that really shows that when a person is in a really inside, so anything spiritually pops up the body, and other times he's in the soul.
Correct.
Nice.
Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Thank you for sharing his light away. Jai Sachidanand. Kirtiben?
Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji, Deepakanandji, Sarve Mahatmani, Namaskar. I just want to share my experience. Just when I went through the procedure about 2 years ago, I know Dada science for many years, and I was performing, you know, doing all my vidhis and everything. But I think when you pass through certain situation in your life, it really shine that Dada's presence. So during that procedure, you know, I was at my son's house, and as usual, I do my little prayer. But that night, I have to wake up early in the morning because I need to go there early in the morning, 6 o'clock. So I was anxious, you know, but still my vidhi finished. But then what happened, and I just fell asleep after a long time. And the doors and windows and everything was tight. And there was, you know, nothing, they didn't have any other flowers, shrubs or anything outside. And middle of the night, around 3 o'clock, I felt that the breeze of all the flowers was rushing in the room. And I said, I was so amazed. I woke up and I see Dada's presence. I see I cannot figure it out what it was, my illusion, or it was some Devi Shakti was there. So, and then, you know, I mean, it went away, and I was very at peace, very at ease. I was so, you know, content. So after the procedure, you know, before that also I did my prayers, and but before I went for the procedure, when I came out, amazing. I saw Ambalal Dada was standing right there in front of me when I opened my eyes. And it was just, and I felt it that, whatever is happening, it just, I'm happy. And everything went very well. So that's, I don't know what it's called, my illusion, or that was within, the Devi Shakti, the Dada's presence, or my faith, or my belief that I am Shuddhatma, whatever is happening is happening to Kirti. And this is, I think every day also I feel a little bit up in, the presence of divine here. That's what I just want to share.
No, perfect. Basically, it is Dada's blessings you have received. In a way, you can perceive and understand. And that is because you have been very sincere in your Agnas, very sincere in your Purusharth. You've been attending Satsangs and doing Vidhis, Pratikramans, and whatever Purusharths were necessary at various points of time, especially during this big illness. You prayed to Dada. So Dada says, yes, I'm with you. Any Mahatma has a problem, I just come with my whole army of Devis. So your utter sincerity, even on the day of surgery and all that stuff. So his blessings, he says, I'm with you. So he has indicated to you in subtle ways.
So
in
those, the burst of flower, the roses, like it was so strong. And I cannot even comprehend. I cannot even comprehend. And that's also happened during the daytime so many times. So I don't know, is that my...
That happens, that is nothing great. It is an indication of the presence of Devi Devtas. A strong sense or aroma coming in a room is just an indication of their presence.
Is their presence.
I have experienced it during many years ago in one of the pollutions somewhere. I don't remember the place. And in the middle of the Samayik or something, then everybody is experiencing a lot of fragrance. Even I was experiencing a lot of fragrance. So that does happen. That does happen. Divine celestial beings, Devi Devtas, have ways of indicating their blessings or ways of indicating their presence. It does not happen always. They may be present without all this. They may be present without all this, but just to motivate you, so that you feel very nice, or the person particular Mahatma, or the person feels nice that he is blessed. So for him, such sensory things do happen. Two things have been noted and registered. One is the sense of smell. Another thing is Akshashev, as we call, that sandalwood powder, it is sprinkled. In one Mahatma's house, she saw it all over because she was practicing Dada Bhagwan JSS for 50 minutes every day because she had some Vyavhar problems and all. And then that was one thing she had experienced in her house, which she had shared with me many years ago. And this is also common phenomena during the consecration ceremony at temples, and all that happens at temples. So when it is done in good faith or in proper rituals are followed and all, at times the symbolic way of this Vastakship falling and all is a symbol of auspicious blessings by divine beings, Devi Devtas. We had many such experiences do happen even today. So we feel happy about it. That's all, and full stop. And don't go after. I want more of that. You carry with your Purusha. They will do what they want to do. We have to do what we have. Others don't hanker after that.
I want to add one more thing. Long time ago, we used to do a 24-hour Kirtan Bhakti here. So it was at Harshila Ben's house. and all LA's Mahatmas were here. Her living room was full of, and I remember so clearly that during that night, must be about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night. And the way I felt, it was amazing that the vibration, it was so live. It was so really very nice. So sometimes, you just, like you are out of this world. I felt it that way.
No, it's fine. This is receiving divine blessings in various formats. Smell. Sometimes it comes in the dreams. Sometimes you feel very nice, at peace. Sometimes there's nothing else happens, but for 3 hours non-stop, you are in a heightened state of awareness. So there are many ways of divine beings expressing the blessings. Okay, so we all continue with our Purushar and this remains like it is. Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
I think my time is up.
Pulinanji, do you see mantra? Can you please follow?
Namo Vitragai,
Namo Vitragai,
Namo Variantanam,
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Vasayanam,
Namo Vasayanam,
Namo Loe Savasahunam,
Namo Loe Savasahnam,
Eso Panchanamukaro,
Eso Panchanamukaro,
Sauvabhavapanasano,
Savapavapanasano,
Manglanam Chasavesim,
Mangalanam Cha Sabvesim,
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.